Okay, so all of this sounds really great. Sounds really easy and wonderful, and it's good for the patients, and eventually it's good for us too once we get it implemented. But why is it just so hard? Why is it so hard to make the decision and go forward? Well, here we have three big reasons. Confusion. It's going to cost money. I've got these employees. They're not sure if they're going to be up for the challenge. I don't know if I'm up for the challenge. It's going to be a hard road to figure this out and siphon through all the paperwork, and it's just too confusing. I'm just going to think about it another day. That's one thing that stops our providers from moving forward. Anger. I'm just so angry that the government is making me do one more thing I'm just not going to play. Well, that's understandable too, because the government has been pushing doctors around pretty hard since the 80s, and maybe even before then, but definitely since the 80s, with a lot of changes that came through during that time frame. And it hasn't stopped, and it hasn't slowed down a bit. Money's been cut, and more work has been required, and certainly the anger value is there. So we definitely understand that. And then, of course, denial. It's just one of those things that we go into the thought pattern of, I'm just going to think about it tomorrow. If I don't think about it at all, maybe it'll just go away. Maybe I don't have to do this. And realistically, we know that we do have to do this, but denial is another big problem. So you have to think about putting some of these feelings aside. If you take some of this out of the equation, it's really not that hard. It's just something you have to be dedicated and committed to go forward with. So you can ask local professionals to help you. That's what we're all here for. How can they help you? Well, your local software and IT vendors are within reach. You want to make sure you get them who can help you and be on site with you some. Not all the time, but you're going to need them on site with you some. So make sure you're contracting with people who are really capable of helping you. Local trainers can make information understandable. So make sure you're working with your local trainers as well. And your educators. Your local educators, your colleges, your career schools, they're working really hard to keep up with all of this information as well to give you an educated workforce. So keep that in mind as well. It really does take a village to raise this child that we call EHR. And if we all work together, then we can certainly make that happen. And you can reap the benefits of the stimulus money that the Meaningful Use is going to bring to you. So before we wrap this up for today, I just want to leave you with one thought. The money is on the table. It's just sitting there, waiting for you to pick it up. Is it going to take a little effort on your end? Absolutely. Are you going to have to spend a little bit of that money up front? Absolutely. But it's sitting there. It's waiting for you. So please, consider the stimulus dollars, consider the opportunity that you have right now, and consider how Meaningful Use can really be meaningful to you. Okay, so as we wind up our webinar today, I would like to issue a thank you to Randall Technologies in Amarillo, Texas, our Allscripts certified reseller, and our Andere Seminars for making this webinar possible to you. We also want to mention that you will be receiving one continuing education unit through the Professional Association of Healthcare Office Management. So you can definitely look forward to that, and we want to thank them as well for their participation in making this a successful webinar. Okay, so this is normally the time in the webinar when I would take questions and hopefully give answers. However, this is a pre-recorded session, so I would like to leave you today with my direct email address and phone number. Please feel free to call me or email me anytime. I will answer your questions if I can, and if I can't, I will find out who can. Lisa@randalltech.com is my email, and my phone number is listed here on the screen, 806-324-3675. 3469. I thank you all today for your time and attention, and I sincerely hope that you guys can make meaningful use meaningful for you. Have a good evening.